With us now is Rabbi Motti Seligson. He's joining us here. Rabbi, good to see you, and thank you so much for coming on. The message that you could give us this Hanukkah, what would that be?
It's one of hope, really, and how we see miracles. The story of Hanukkah celebrates the miracles that happened in 165 BCE, almost 2,000 years ago. But we see those miracles today as well. And that's something that we need to be grateful to the Almighty for. And we see them in the macro, but also each of us in our own lives on a daily basis.
So we watched as relatives of the hostages held in Gaza lit the first candles of Hanukkah at the Western Wall in Jerusalem yesterday. Relatives holding banners with images of their loved ones who are still being held captive after more than a year. But there are still about 100 Israeli hostages being held by that terror group Hamas. Rabbi, this is now the second Hanukkah with hostages still being held captive. What do you say to these families to help them keep their faith and remain hopeful, since you just said it's the message of hope?
Well, their loved ones are obviously in our thoughts and prayers, as are all the people in Israel and people facing adversity all around the world, but especially those families. They're going through tremendous challenges and so much grief. They're standing at the base of one of the walls of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. That's where the miracle of Hanukkah took place 2,000 years ago. And it's trust that it's going to be okay. And just a year ago, last Hanukkah, as you mentioned, we had almost all the hostages were still in captivity. Thank God, many of them were able to be rescued or released. We had rockets raining down on northern Israel from Lebanon. The savages in Lebanon have been decimated. The threat from Gaza has mostly been eliminated. Life is slowly starting to get back to normal in the north, and all across this country in the United States. A year ago, we had encampments on college campuses. Anti-Semitism was through the roof, and what we've seen in the year since then is that the country's rejected the hate, and really people have really come together in support of what's right and what's just. And that's the story of Hanukkah, because the story of Hanukkah, the universal message of Hanukkah, is about liberty and the victory of the small over the many and the right over the evil. And with some trust in the Almighty, belief in God, we will overcome these challenges as well.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.